Hi, everybody. So my last video was really talking about the role changes that we're going through and how embodiment is now going through our physical layer. And it's not just we're able to house the soul more. It's more that concepts that we've been working on are finally going to get into the physical layer, which means they've kind of gone through that mental layer and that emotional layer, and they've come in, and now they can start to anchor in to the physical. However, what that means is that anywhere we've got blockages to it, anywhere that we have limitations, programming, beliefs, all of that stuff that really make up our lives, it has to bust through that. And I was asking yesterday, I was talking about it, and what Spirit said is that we're working on unwinding the unnamed. We don't need to know what it is that's stuck in my right shoulder. You don't need to know it. You don't need to know what's in the hip. What you need to understand is that there are emotions there, there is energy there, and we just have to go through the process. So if you're finding yourself lethargic, sad, excited, all different manners of being. Go with it. Okay. Because either we feel it or we are doomed to repeat it. And that's the bottom line. What we need to be careful of is creating the story of my right shoulder hurts because in a past life there was this. Okay. Those can be very helpful when you're working on the emotional mental layer. But right now, we're working on the physical. So the more that we can just bare bones it, drop the stories, drop the programming, and just go into the emotion and feel it. Go, you know what? In my right shoulder is some frustration. I don't need to know why the frustration is there. I need to admit it. I need to acknowledge it. I need to go, okay, I see you. Now what? What do you want to show me? And as you ask your body these questions, pay attention to what happens into your outer life because it may help you to understand how to work through it or just how to let it go. It could be frustration because the world could feel out of control, right? So, how do you work with it? You step into allowing. But one of the things I really wanted to share with you today was that the image they gave to me yesterday of this energy coming in and shifting our DNA was as if there was a hair clip on a strand of DNA. And then they gave me the image of in high school, I had an Italian girlfriend with the most gorgeous, long, incredible hair. And there was one time where she had it all up into a big clip. Well, that clip just couldn't stand in her hair. And it sprung loose at one point in time, was like boosh, and this clip went everywhere. And they showed me that image. And so, in some cases where we have had a clip, if you will, and really the non-ordinary reality world is subjective. They're showing it to me like I understand it, which could be completely different than how you would view it and understand it. But what they're showing me is that it's as if within our DNA, there were limitations put in, artificial blockers and limitations. And that's that clip. And those are now busting free. And yes, there can be the busting of the hair clip, which is funny, but it also could mean body pain, inflammation. It can literally mean breaking a bone. It can mean that something ruptures, like a cyst or an appendix, or you've got a gallbladder attack. These things are actually happening as the DNA breaks free and as we push more light through our body. So pay attention to these things and don't hesitate to get medical assistance if needed. That was one of their big messages, that sometimes we can go, well, it just is a symptom and, the gallbladder will feel better later. But then, it's 2 days later and you're finding yourself in the ICU because you went septic. Okay, so be aware. There is a balance between Western and holistic medicine, and we need to come into that balance with neutrality and really tap into your heart space and go, do I need to go be seen, or is this something that I can move through? And there's no judgment either way. Okay, it's you doing exactly what's right for your body every moment. Okay, and with that, I'm just going to bring up diet. Eat what your body needs, no matter what it is. If you are somebody who is following a vegan diet and you're doing beautiful, fantastic, keep it up. But if at night you're dreaming of a steak and you're drooling over it, you need to look at, okay, how do I provide myself those nutrients right here and now? And vice versa. If you're a carnivore, but all of a sudden you're drooling over a salad and you're going, I really need this, or I really want pasta, or I really want this, go into it and go, okay, what could I possibly need from it? These bodies have not been through this before. There's no manual. And as a matter of fact, those of us that are going through this very physical phase are the ones creating the manual. So our job for this manual that we are, as we upload information to our teams, to our soul, is to be as clear as possible and not allow the belief systems to get in our way. Okay, so just check in with that. But I just wanted to let you know that the bodies really are going through it, and we are unwinding the unnamed. Okay, so it's very much, don't put stories on things if you can avoid it. Okay, because there can be things that are within our DNA that we don't need to name. I went and saw a healer one time that actually did physical psychic surgery. And there was something that he removed from my body. And I looked in the dish and I said, what was that? And he goes, we don't name it. If we name it, we call it. And I just looked at him. I said, okay, thank you very much for assisting me. And there was really a lot of wisdom in those words of, if you name it, you call it. You do. You bring in that morphic field from it. So the more we can go, yep, this is happening to me. My right hip is losing its mind, and it just is. And let it flow through. Let it flow through. If it needs to be named, you're going to know what the name is. You're going to know. And then you're going to see it in the outer world. But don't create stories about it. Well, I am feeling frustration in my right shoulder because my husband did this 2 weeks ago, and that's related to when my dad did this at age 6. Stop. Because that's mental. Okay, that's you getting lost inside your mental head. Just stop and allow the emotions, the frustration. You don't need to know why you're frustrated. You don't need to relate it and link it. You just need it to flow through and move out while acknowledging it and giving yourself a ton of love and a ton of compassion for this process. So, feel free to comment, ask questions. I'll answer as best as I can. We definitely discuss things like this in the inner circle when people ask these questions. And please hit, subscribe, share this video. I'd really like to grow this channel some more. But take care of yourself. This is a lot. This is a lot. And the image of my friend's hair clip exploding, while it was hilarious because I had forgotten about that memory, that's major. We have things in our body that are literally exploding. They're literally exploding. And it can be on the micro level. And so then we're tired and we need more rest and we need more quiet and more gentleness. Or it can be big and we may find that we've got some significant health stuff going on. So lots of love to you. Take care of yourself and have a great day.